Hello, and thanks for tuning in to Taste Radio, the #1 podcast for anyone building a business in food and beverage. I'm Mike Schneider, aka BevNET Mike, and I'm with my co-hosts for this episode, John Craven and Jacqui Brugliera. Yeah, Ray bailed on this week's episode, but he left like half a script and a bottle of stale Gatorade for us for hydration. Well, he said it's stale. I don't know. Do beverages go stale? That's not what we call it.
Gatorade,
spoil.
probably not.
I mean, he probably spit in it and left it, and now it's fermenting.
Well, he's off in Spain, probably drowning in some, I don't know, red wine and having the meat sweats.
Yeah,
so
meat sweats.
All the tapas.
Speaking of travel, John Craven loves a Guinness as long as it's poured in Ireland. Otherwise, he thinks it's straight shite. True or false?
God, that's like, I can't answer this question where I'm not going to offend someone, right?
What?
Yeah, Guinness is good. Come on.
Even people from Ireland admit that the Guinness is just better in Ireland.
Yeah.
So you could say that.
Yeah, but I don't think it was like the liquid was better. It's just better to be in Ireland drinking a Guinness.
It's just the experience.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I had a few.
And you went to the Guinness factory, right?
Yeah, that was a little overwhelming, or maybe underwhelming.
Underwhelming.
Yeah, it just was kind of like a museum of, I mean, I don't know. It's a Diageo product.
You go on the tour, right? And then they give you,
We didn't do the tour. We just ate there and like walked around, had some beers.
My daughter went there. She had like half of the tiny cup they give you. She's like, oh, at least I tried Guinness.
I didn't get a little tiny taster. I don't know. We did it wrong. We did it wrong.
But you did it all wrong.
Jacqui takes a bucket to the Guinness.
I had my two kids with me, and my wife, obviously. But
wait, we have to learn how to do it the right way.
Do what?
Yeah, go through the Guinness factory. I mean, you missed the tasting experience, which for you as a beverage tasting pro probably isn't that cool, but they give you these little tiny Guinnesses and they walk you through the aromas and all the different components of the beer.
Right. No, I that's kind of what I was getting at, though, is the my kids in particular who have grown up going to way too many breweries and other CPG related things. We're not having it. So we
they're like, not again.
Yeah, basically, they're like, what is this?
We also had an upcoming CPG-related things feast in the upcoming Summer Fancy Food Show, which we just got back from yesterday. John and I did a one-day sprint of the Summer Fancy Food Show, which was great. Yeah, John, let's talk a little bit about the Fancy Food Show.
Yeah, always, I don't know, one of my favorite shows, sort of the last one before summer kind of really starts.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, pretty good energy there. We were there Monday. And, I feel like there were more people into it just with the lack of Expo East this year, which, side note, kind of wish this one would maybe move into like September and take the place of that. But, we need a solid East Coast show, and New York's certainly the place to be for that. But yeah, lots of great, brands there. I mean, walking around with Mike, I think we tried basically every hot sauce known to man. It was pretty funny. The gosh, which one was that?
Empress,
was that the Empress? Yeah. See, just they're like describing one of them as actually spicy, and they're from Taiwan. I'm kind of like thinking their level of what's spicy is not going to be compatible with me. So I tapped out on the mild after that, and Mike went for the spicy, did not have a lot, and he was dying.
So they had 5 hot sauces, and they had them in progression. Jack, you would have loved this because it was a flight of hot sauce. They gave it to you on a cracker. Started with their pineapple miso, which is incredible. There was a smoked variety, and then you moved into this. There was a mango SKU that just, it was so unique. It was like nothing I'd tasted before, and I think that was probably my favorite. It didn't have as much heat, but I just want to taste that all the time. It was really good. And then, progress from there and then get to ghost pepper. And I was looking at the heat ratings, and the heat rating was 4. Okay, so I'm like, I can handle this. And as John said, I was straight nuked, standing there trying to have a conversation, turning red, and just like, and it was one of those, Jacqui, where the flavor's amazing and the volume just keeps turning up.
Building and
as
building.
You're standing there and building and building. And they ended up giving me 8 more crackers.
Oh my goodness. It's
And I
probably
ate them all.
entertaining for them to like watch people go through the experience,
I think they were slightly amused. So they were psyched that we liked their product.
Yeah,
which,
Jane,
they
Jane
were
was
great.
definitely amused.
Yeah.
That
mango one was superb.
I think she was also a bit horrified. But I was telling John also that, 4 is in Chinese, the word is si, which also means death. So I think that's why they rated it 4.
Just death sauce.
Death sauce.
Death for Mike, at least.
No, it's a really good flavor. The heat was just, there's a lot. One of the things that was interesting about the show was that South Asian brands were there in force and organized. They had a party, and I felt like there was just a lot of energy from those founders at the show, getting a lot of attention. They all brought really great products. John's eating one right now.
What am I eating?
Or you just ate it, actually. You just finished it.
I was like, which one?
You're digesting it right
Aji's
now.
Lanza.
Oh, yeah, this little tub of delicious stuff.
Yeah, we saw Rajas and Purva, and I got a hug from Aji herself. That was awesome. It's great to be able to hang out with the founders and then just hear how they describe their brands to people and to look at and to watch the reactions and everybody seemed to really be enjoying the Aji's experience.
Definitely.
We caught up with Eliza from People as well. I also got nuked by their ghost pepper sauce. So amazing.
Yeah, I saw their new packaging and it looks really, really nice. Very clean.
Yeah, no, there's a parrot on the front now. They've changed the name so that you can tell exactly what you're getting from the product. And there's still a good cultural nod in there as well, too. So, we were talking about this in the beginning. As you recall, Jacqui, we talked about, how do you make this more accessible for people and without, selling out, to be frank. And I think they did a good job of that, too. The design is based on the trucks in Pakistan, which I don't know if you two know, I didn't know that much about this, but they paint them. And so when you're in traffic, there's this beautiful artwork that's like distracting you.
That's cool. Yeah, I never knew that either.
We, of course, caught up with Karthik from Dusra and Sahithya from Chutney Punch, Monica from the Chai Box. I mean, again, there was just a really cool critical mass of South Asian founders there. And we also caught up with Sajani from Cola Goodies, which we have in front of us here. Cola Goodies, a brand of Sri Lankan milk teas. So we have the traditional Sri Lankan milk tea latte here, and also the masala chai lattes, which is what you have in your cup there, John. So these come in a box, and you open the box, and there's a pack inside which has a powder in it that you steep and then you strain and you can drink. Cheers.
I thought this was just an old latte.
Nope. It's masala chai.
So does it already have like powdered milk or something in there?
Yeah, this has the milk in it already, so you don't
Okay.
have to steam milk or figure any of that part out. It's the perfect balance on the side. This is all goodies, no baddies, just fresh AF whole ingredients.
I love that.
Yeah, it's cute. Super cute and tasty. What do you think?
Yeah, pretty solid. I'm not a huge chai drinker, but this stuff's definitely tasty.
Definitely tasty.
And you're opening up some snoods.
I was like, wow,
Is
I'm
that-
just having a little snack over here. Just trying to discreetly open a bag of snoods. These things are really delicious. I mean, basically a chip that's pasta, right? So,
Yeah.
this one's a rigatoni basil pomodoro. What was the ramen flavor that they had? It was like a miso.
Oh, miso ramen, yeah.
Oh, it's actually called miso ramen, right? Yeah, that was really, really tasty, very spicy.
We caught up with the founder, Lauren Bodden, at the show yesterday, and she was just telling us a little bit about the experience of snoods and saying, her idea was to bring less popular shapes of pasta into snack form, so there's still a bunch of education there. But one of the things that surprised her is that, the older generation really likes her product as much as the younger generation.
I feel like all generations love pasta. Like,
But they also love the ramen, the miso ramen.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, this one is like, this is definitely the right starting point. Rigatoni,
yeah.
who hasn't had rigatoni, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's basically just tomato sauce. I mean,
And I remember the first time we tried it, I think it was at Expo West, and we went through the flavors and we started with the rigatoni, which is more approachable. And then I think Craven's eyes were like the star emojis, you know.
Yeah, he was in love. We were all in love.
Those
at
were-
that
yeah,
point.
super good.
Star emojis. Maybe perhaps less approachable was a beverage from Monati called FUQ BOI. FUQ BOI is a beverage for, quote, sexual enhancement. That contains...
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's spelled FUQ BOI. I was like, this is fuck boy. I could see this on Snack Shot. You know, it was like, who's had fuck boy? Oh goodness. But I didn't try it. John, you tried it.
thanks for outing me. Yeah, I was, I guess, forced to try a little taste of it. I don't, it was, I think, gingery or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even remember what the active ingredient was, but yeah, I would strongly advise against that branding. And to be honest, probably that function too. That's sort of a limited reach.
Especially if you like rooibos tea, because Monati's has a good line of sweetened and unsweetened rooibos teas that are flavored that I thought were, those were really tasty.
Yeah, I mean, if you like rooibos tea, then for sure. I mean, I think that's also another one of those products that I think is tried time and time again, and I think has a lot of times, well, always struggled to get beyond being kind of a niche offering of the tea set just due to the education hurdle. And I think that's, it's interesting walking around somewhere like the fancy food show and, some stuff that is trending now were the things that, I don't know, 5 or maybe even in some cases 10 years ago were like there's a massive educational hurdle here. And, now that hurdle's been cleared or is close to being cleared. I think of that with a lot of the Asian flavors that we're seeing. And, at the same time, there's kind of like a new class of those every single year, right? Where like the educational hurdle is, it's like long tail innovation stuff that, some of it will probably succeed, some maybe not, but, and I guess getting that back to the rooibos, like some things just seem like they're still waiting for their moment, not that rooibos isn't like a known thing, but it's not,
Right.
It's not like a volume producer in the tea
It's
set,
not black
right?
tea. It's
Yeah.
not green
Right,
tea.
right.
Yeah.
So, or matcha for that matter.
Right.
So, but always fun to check this stuff out.
Yeah. I think there's still like education around tea in general and like functionality in tea and herbal tea. And I feel like that is growing though. I feel like in the last couple of years, we've seen more and more herbal teas
Right.
and herbal tea beverages come out.
Well, it's one of the most confusing sort of things in the sense that there's tea and then everything else that's not actually from a tea plant, right? Rooibos,
Right.
mate, guayusa, like whatever it is. And I think there's always been just like a marketing and messaging challenge that any brand that goes into those, those categories faces. So yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. And obviously tea is like, I don't know what, like the most popular beverage on earth or something. So
It is, yeah. But what if, hear me out here for a second, what if rooibos tea had a non-niche functionality like immunity? Amuse
Oh, wow.
is the presenting sponsor
I'm like, where's this guy
for this
going?
episode of Taste Radio. Now more than ever, consumers are looking for ways to boost their immune systems, and Amuse gives them that edge. Amuse is a dietary and food ingredient clinically shown to stimulate immune function at the cellular level. Incorporate Amuse into your innovation strategy and help your consumers optimize their health throughout the year. Learn more at amusehealth.com. That's IMMUSE health.com. Thanks for sponsoring Amuse.
I'm pretty sure this Aji's Lanza has immunity benefits.
I'm sure it
At
does.
least that's what I'm telling myself as I just eat a whole
Anything
tub
with
of it.
nutritional benefit has immunity.
I mean,
benefits,
that's what
right?
I'm saying. You know?
I mean, that's just 20 calories of awesome right there.
I mean, probably this little bottle of straightaway no chino Manhattan has some immunity benefits, right? So obviously not going to sample this right now since it's still morning here, but I sampled it the other day. This is from Straightaway's, what do they call it? Sipper Club, I think. So they've got a Nocino, which Nocino is like a walnut liqueur, Manhattan, super tasty if you're into Manhattans, and then a breakfast martini, which I don't know about this. I don't know about the
Interesting.
suggestion of martinis for breakfast, but
Curious what's in it. Is it
yeah. So why they called it a breakfast martini is it has orange marmalade in it, which like you totally wouldn't pick up on. But it's basically like it's got orange liqueur, dry vermouth, lemon juice, gin, of course. But it's kind of like a citrusy martini with this nice little kind of extra orange note at the end. But
well, if you drink that at breakfast and you have enough of it, it's a different kind of immunity that you feel like you have.
Yeah.
Invincibility.
But I mean,
I'm gonna stick with my masala with my Cola Goodies masala chai latte.
Either way, last thing I'll say about Straightaway, my favorite email to get is when Sai Kane, who's the founder, CEO of Straightaway, sends an email with, "Hey, I've got some new stuff."
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
I feel like that's been a lot more regularly lately. Straightaway has been coming out with nonstop, like new innovative.
Yeah, I mean, I think, they're following a model that I think, we're seeing a growing number of, companies try, which is sort of having this like, subscription club for like the most engaged, like hardcore consumers where they're able to try out new ideas, both, just to put stuff out with an audience that's going to buy it, but also, to get some feedback on, things that maybe would turn into more mass-produced products later. So,
Yeah, I believe we saw that with like Hoplark too, right? They
yeah,
have their own-
Hoplark's doing it. There's a couple of other ones.
But I think that's a fun experience too for consumers. You feel like you have the in on what's coming next, and you can give feedback.
Yeah, totally. I mean, for a company like Straightaway, it's like if you like cocktails, like having some cool new stuff show up. And so far, they've all been, top-notch products. It's kind of fun to give that a try. And, they're in a 750 ml bottle, good sharing format. So,
Jacqui, speaking of fun new things to try, we definitely missed you yesterday, and we talked about you a little bit. You're probably my grandma would say your nose was itching, but we met Laura Dadop, the founder of not Roblo, but Joblo.
Joblo.
Joblo hot sauce.
Oh yes, so good. I
Yeah.
had that in the office a couple weeks ago, and it's very, very tasty.
I told her it's all gone.
Yeah, it is.
Stuff goes so fast. So hopefully some more will arrive. What do you have on your table over there, Jacqui, today?
So this is actually funny. So when I went back to visit my family, my mom has been dabbling in cannabis, and she had, the canned roadies, which are little packets. And these are very similar. So this is
the
Wims.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got that too.
Yeah, pocket tonics.
Pocket
and
tonics.
it is a little social mixer. This one has 4 milligrams of CBD and 4 milligrams of THC, and this one's lemon basil. So just like open this up. You have this little, it almost looks like a little ketchup packet,
Yeah.
but you break it and then it just goes into any beverage that you choose.
Oh, cool.
And then there's also
Choose your own adventure.
exactly. So my mom has like a new Soda Stream type thing, and then she just puts those in.
Nice.
But it's kind of like the TikTok water talk trend. You can
Oh.
add this, to anything
Gotcha.
that you want.
Those little packets are those are kind of sneaky. I feel like, it's like when Mike's not looking, I'm just going to put like four of those in his coffee.
There I go.
Just
How many
nuked.
does your mom like to have? Does she do a half of one, or does she do a full one, or is she into two?
For the can
The
ones,
roadie
just
one's pretty
full
small.
one. Yeah, it's 2.5.
Yeah, it's not a lot.
Yeah, that's like my sweet spot too. 2.5.
Gotcha.
Something that you could potentially mix it with is I have these parentheses beverages. They're kind of like tonics. And
Non-alc,
this one,
right?
yeah, non-alc
Yeah, they're in
tonics.
spirits bottles.
Yeah, so this one's before, this one's after. I would say they could do a little bit better of communicating on the package what exactly it is.
It looks like whiskey from here.
Yeah,
Could be vinegar.
I thought it was
it
scotch.
could be really anything, but when you read more into it, they are caffeine-free, non-alc tonics, and this one is supposed to like open your appetite, and you're supposed to drink it before dinner. And then this one's supposed to like help you with digestion, but also the flavor profile is supposed to mimic like a cocktail, which you can either like mix or drink over ice. So
Amazing.
interesting functions.
Are we going to try what's in this mystery box over here?
Yeah,
Mike?
we're going to try what's in this mystery box. Last but not least today, you asked for it, you got it. Lexington Bakes now comes in bite size. We've got Cosmic Forest Cookie. We've got Fleur de Sel Brownie. We've also got, we've got hazelnut and chocolate chip number 5 cookie.
Okay, well, first of all, are they calling these bite size or are you? Because this is...
I know, it's bigger than a bite.
If you took this in one bite...
It's not bite size, but it's at least
could do
single
it.
serving.
This is like... I'd call this like a... Now, what were those? Were they 2-bite brownies? The round ones that came in a little tub, right? Like, this is like 4-bite brownie.
Yeah, 4-bite brownie. It's a really nice little form factor here, though, for Lexington Bakes. You could see this just being something you grab at the checkout on the way out of Erewhon or whatever.
They're
but
so cute.
they're super cute. I'm going to try. I've got the hazelnut.
Yeah, it just makes a lot of sense. I know I personally would have to break it up into multiple pieces and come back to it because it is so rich and decadent.
Yeah, this is going to take me days to eat. No, it'll take 5 minutes.
How many servings is this labeled for? Does it say 4?
2.
2.
Mm-hmm. Half a brownie is serving 140 calories.
Pretty
So
good.
yeah, I would say if you eat the full thing, 300 calories, that's like a pretty good sweet spot for people usually.
I think so. Super tasty.
Yeah. Yeah, I like this. I like the little white box that he's got going on. That's sort of a nice homage to the his original sort of fancy gift box.
Mm-hmm.
With now nicely optimized for
For the
retail
shelf.
display.
Mhm.
A little rip in a little stand sort of thing.
Yeah, it's perfect for
Got a cute little
checkout.
stand. QR code that I haven't scanned yet. Real good ingredients, fair trade, non-GMO. You know, things you want in a brownie. So good. Thanks for sending it to us, Lex. That brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Taste Radio is a production of BevNET.com.inc.
BevNET.com.inc.
Yeah, that's what we say.
What? I think you forgot the .com.
I said .com.
No, you just said .com.
I did? BevNET.com.inc? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening.